Hello, my name is Barb Jardine, and I'm glad to welcome you to Take 10. Some of you may have been with me last year when we went through the 40 days of Lent, taking 10 minutes every day to engage in meditative prayer, which is also called contemplation. Contemplation is a practice that is centuries old. It's been practiced by many peoples in many forms all over the world. And Jesus also talked about meditative prayer or contemplation. In the Sermon on the Mount, in Matthew 6, we read these words. Jesus saying, "When you pray, go into your room and shut the door and pray in secret." Some people might think that is an actual place. So you should actually go into your room or choose your comfy chair that you want to sit in, and that will be your prayer temple, which is a nice way to think about it, but is not what we are wanting to do this time. What we want to do is cultivate an inner place, a place within us, a meeting place where we and God can meet together, a place without walls, but that is particular to us as individuals. It's a place that you have to establish within yourself, and that takes a fair bit of practice. I was 21 when I first decided I would sit quietly and try to listen for God. I didn't even know if I would hear or find God in a quiet place, but I discovered that it was a lot easier to establish silence outside of myself than inside of myself. My mind was very busy. What a surprise. I had no idea. And it took time and practice to learn how to quiet the inner mind and to make it be more focused, which is what we are going to practice. Today, we're going to start just with some simple breathing. Breathing is as natural to us as anything that we do, I think. But as soon as you turn your attention to it, you tend to change how you breathe. You're watching. And so you might take a really deep breath or lots of them and end up hyperventilating. So let's think of it as tuning into our breathing. What's it like when we breathe? You might find that on the inhale, there's kind of a sense of elevation inside of you, a lifting. And on the exhale, a sinking sort of sensation happens. It's pretty slim to see if you are being careful to try to be as normal as you can. But let's just see how you experience it. Let's take a minute and just breathe. Simply tune in to how you breathe. Here's the singing bowl that announces our start, and I'll click it again in a minute when we can stop. How did that feel? How did that go? So sometimes it helps the mind if you give it something to think about. And an image for me is very useful. Some people need a word, but I find images very helpful and words helpful as well. So pick one. We might consider the words Holy Spirit come as part of Ash Wednesday, which it is today. And Ash Wednesday is also the time when we receive ashes on our forehead and the words reminding us that from the dust we came and to the dust we shall return. So today, let's imagine that Jesus is the one coming with ashes for our forehead, and that Jesus is going to make the mark on our forehead, our high priest. And so, in the quiet of our remaining time, let's simply breathe, invite the Holy Spirit to come, and wait for Jesus to impose the ashes on our foreheads. Let us begin. Let's be thankful for the time we have spent. You might want to consider keeping a small journal of the things that you experience as you work your way through the days of Lent, doing Take 10. It's nice to document the things you learned on your journey. Just a suggestion. See you tomorrow.